And one of my favorite segments, Mom Talk. And joining us today, Mona Shand, a mother of 3, also a freelance journalist. If you want to get some funny comments, follow her on Facebook, people. She's hilarious. Also, Lisa LaGrue, she's a mom of 2 and the founder of OaklandCountyMoms.com. Check out her website. She always has great things to do on the weekends, after school, great activities. So make sure to follow her. And Stacey Robinson, I have no idea how she even finds a minute to be with us. She's a mom of 7. She's got 3 grandsons. She's also the branch manager and assistant vice president for Flagstar Bank in downtown Detroit. But we're all gathering today to talk hot topics that are on the minds of local parents, and a lot of times we find things on social media.
Absolutely.
And this is one of them.
Yes.
On the Today Show, actress Alyssa Milano defended her social media posts of herself breastfeeding. Now, her post may have been a little more revealing than others, and it sparked really a big debate, but she says that's a good thing. Our question for our moms this morning is posting revealing pictures the appropriate way for moms to make their point about accepting breastfeeding. So let's start first. Did everyone breastfeed?
Yes. Yes.
Did anyone post anything on social media?
No. No.
I didn't think so. Just wanted to set the stage. But when we were breastfeeding, it wasn't as, social media wasn't as out there.
No, I don't think I was even on Facebook when my first child was born. And even if I had been, for me it was just a really private thing, how I fed him, and my other kids as well. I never felt the need. And I also don't think that it advances the conversation any. I think that people who see those pictures, if they are in support of breastfeeding, they look at it and say, what a beautiful picture. If they are not, they look at it and say, oh, that's horrible.
But what about Alyssa Milano being, more people are following her than you, per se, you know what I'm saying? So she does have an opportunity to send a message. Do you think she's using her role in a...
Personally, I don't. I think that that's not where the conversation needs to be. I think we need to be looking at states that still don't have laws that protect women from, breastfeeding in public. We need to look at getting more minorities to breastfeed. Those are the issues. We need to look at women who choose to formula feed and can't afford formula. And what can we do to help them? I think we need to support women no matter how they choose to feed their kids.
What about
I completely agree. I think that there's a way to get the message out, and I think what she did is borderline risky and can backfire a little bit. You know, I think the story that about the mom that was at the store in Oregon who asked to use a fitting room, and they told her she could not, and that she had to breastfeed in a restroom on a toilet. I mean, that's more effective, and it shouldn't happen. So to me, that's more effective of a message to get out there to show people how
conversation
going. You know, so we need to like work on this area. Look at what happened here. But I think if you did what she does, sometimes it's almost too much of a slap in the face, and it gets people to back away a little bit versus get that conversation going.
What do you think about the public pictures? The
public picture, I think they were too much. You know, it was always an intimate act for me to nurse my kids, and I didn't really want everybody to look at that. If I had to do it in public, I would want to go somewhere private to do it. I think putting it on Facebook, it was a little revealing. I mean, yes, nursing is and breastfeeding is a natural act, but it should be a private act as well. So everything doesn't have to be shared on social media.
A new study from China shows that kids who play outside are less likely to develop the eye condition myopia. Now, of children studied, 40% who did not play outside had myopia, while 30% who did play outside had developed it. So it's a difference of 10%. Researchers hope it would have been a bigger difference, but it really wasn't. So I'm going to ask you guys, does this have any impact? Do you ever think about this when kids go outside?
No.
I don't either.
I'd be more concerned about how closely they are at their phones, like viewing their phones.
That's what I want to study on.
Screens, exactly. And I have heard that, you know, all the nearsightedness has gone up since the handhelds and the tablets. That is true,
because you're holding it like that.
Yeah, and you're supposed to look up and look away for 20 feet to adjust a little bit every now and then. They don't. But for 10%, I wouldn't be forcing my kids outside.
Are you still doing that thing with your kids with the time?
Yes, 6 p.m.
6 p.m. is the rule that you have to wait till 6?
Wait until 6 p.m., yes.
For any
nothing
screen
all
time.
day.
No screen time until 6.
Yes. That is great. That is great.
Yeah,
I fail at that. I think there are plenty of reasons to force your kids to go play outside.
Right.
Like, eyesight, to me, it never even occurred to me.
Yeah, to me, it's exercise and fresh air, and that's on my mind. All right, I can't wait to talk to you now. A new report shows a third of U.S. kids still eat fast food every day. Now, that's about the same that it was in the 1990s. I was really surprised at that number, a third. Now, calorie intake from fast food really hasn't gone down. So, do you think, is it by family choice, or is it market-driven, that it's cheaper and quicker? I'm going to start with you, Mona, because you surprised me. You tell me your children have never had fast food.
They have never. My kids are 8, 4, and 6, and they have never been to a fast food restaurant, with the exception of my oldest son, who was invited to a birthday party at McDonald's when he was 4, and he went.
Wow, you remember the day.
I do.
Dear diary.
Because it was like this moral dilemma for me. Do I let him go?
And he survived.
He survived, but he came home complaining about how thirsty he was because he's never had anything without much sodium.
Right.
I just think, like, my kids are as busy as anybody else's. They have soccer and swimming and ballet and gymnastics and cross country.
So when you're road tripping and you don't have food in your car?
We pack a lunch. Okay. It's not that hard. Like, all it takes is some planning and some time, and you don't have to resort to eating fast food.
I agree with you totally, Mona. Don't see me at the drive-thru. I don't do it all the time, but road tripping I do a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about this 1/3? First of all, that's surprising.
Yeah, it's very surprising to me, and I am in agreement with Mona. And everywhere we go, we pack food. That's what we do. We prepare for the situation, and you can't give me the excuse, I'm sorry, Karen, but you can't say, oh, we're so busy, this and that.
Right.
Because if you just plan it out and it means something to you, you make it work. I work more than a full-time job, and my kids are involved in many activities as well, and you just find a way to make it work.
Wow, this lay on the guilt there. I know.
Are you with
not
me,
every
girl?
day.
Sometimes you go through?
Sometimes I do. Like on the weekend, you know, Friday, Saturday, I don't always feel like I do try to choose healthy choices.
Sure.
Right. I do like that they have the apple slices and the yogurt.
There you go.
See?
There you go.
Okay, here's the thing though. I grew
don't
up
get me
like
wrong.
struggling with my weight, and
No, and I'm not defending it by any means.
No, so, like
I just felt bad.
I feel like I'm kind of a victim of it. I probably was one of those people who ate fast food all the time. When I lived in Europe, I used to go to McDonald's because it smelled like America to me, and it reminded me of being home, and I was really homesick.
Right.
And I, you know,
that's sad that that's what has to remind you of America.
Isn't that sad? It's a sad statement.
Well, and I think moderation's fine, but the stats are just alarming.
No, that's a third of all kids eating fast food every day.
Every day, that's
point blank is not good.
And that study also showed that income level was not a factor.
Right.
So it's not just that it's cheaper, because I can make a meal for less than what you're going to buy a meal for your family at McDonald's or wherever.
Right.
So it's not just about
we're talking about money and food. We got a couple seconds left to do our last topic. Olive Garden bringing back the all-you-can-eat cards, $100. Now they're offering $300 for families of 4 for all the pasta that they can eat in a time period.
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
Yeah, I did the
So
research on that.
$300. A family of 4 can eat pasta. Is that a good deal, or are they promoting?
Well, you know, I'm probably the last one to ask because I love pasta, and Olive Garden happens to be one of my favorite restaurants. So I probably wouldn't buy the family deal, but I would probably consider that $100 for 7 weeks for pasta for myself.
Okay.
But
so you think it's okay?
Yeah.
What do you think, Lisa?
Not worth it for me. I'm a cheap date. I could never eat that much, and I'm like Mona. I'm more on the healthy kick, so I think it's just unnecessary. The all-you-can-eat thing, the concept.
Too many carbs.
Yeah,
and the all-you-can-eat is going to probably be upsetting.
It is upsetting. There's a food blogger who tried this the first time they offered it. He lasted 20 days, and he developed these canker sores in his mouth from the sodium and the acid in the food. He couldn't even do it every day.
Well, I don't like the all-you-can-eat. I like the 7-week period. So for 7 weeks for $100, I can go to Olive Garden any day, anytime, and eat whatever I want.
Right. I would like it if they had salad, because I like their salad.
And bread included. Yeah, you get this whole meal.
Well, I'd maybe do the salad.
It's a lot of breadsticks.
A lot of those breadsticks, man. All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We are going to send it over to you, Guy.